going from college to NFL, that's a big jump, and really it's a thing you get to do one time in your life.
The Western Kentucky game, the three of us all being able to go in there and play, that was just a dream come true right there.
Zach punched us in the face. That was awesome. It is kind of weird seeing him in the building in the head coach's office because I'm like, this dude's just my girlfriend's dad.
Get Gordon and get it done.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Get Gordon podcast episode at the Garage Studio. We got a really special one today. Couple ball players, not just one, not two, but all three of the Weeks Brothers are with us today. Unfortunately, Gordon can't make it today, so I'll be co-hosting. I'm his son, John Gordon McKernan, and I got the Professor Jeff Watson. He's an attorney at GMIA, and we are excited to get into this convo with these brothers. I'll introduce them real quick. We got Wes as the oldest and Whit middle brother, and then we got the young buck. We got Zach up in here, and they're all three linebackers at LSU. They've given a lot to this school, and we're just really thankful for them being here. And that was a extremely interesting and hectic season we just had. But I'm being told that since Gordon's not here, he actually was kind enough to send us two questions that he's curious to know. So I guess they're going to set that up, and we'll see these two questions he's got.
Good morning, Weeks Brothers. Sorry I can't be there with you guys. I know you all do great, but I got called to a Washington State mallard hunt.
Holy shit. That looks terrible.
Oh my God. All right, guys, I think we got a shot.
And I couldn't pass it up. But two quick questions. First, which of you can eat the most? And when you're going to a restaurant, give me a regular order. Like if you go to Cane's, how many chicken fingers are you eating? Secondly, if you three were placed in the cage in a match, a battle to the death, so to speak, who comes out victorious? I want to hear these things. And thank y'all for being part of the G team. Take care and God bless. Merry Christmas.
That was awesome. All right, so we'll start. We have to ignore, unfortunately, all those birds in the sky, but he's definitely doing better than us right now. But who can, I guess, eat the most out of a Cane's order, if we're being specific?
I would probably say Zach.
Yeah, I was about to say, me, I'm always chowing down. So.
You going Caniac and then getting something else on top, or you just?
He's eating everybody else's.
Eating that plus all the leftovers.
Couple toasts, butter on both sides.
Yep.
Are we replacing anything with the slaw?
Oh yeah, got to replace the slaw, extra toast. You know.
If I run into a person that is not switching out the slaw, I'm automatically a little bit suspect. Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah.
All right, what about the cage fight, I guess, since he's interested?
West.
I'm coming out of
West is coming
Is
out.
that just
Is
that oldest mentality, or is that mass? Is it just?
Probably everything. Everything.
all of it together.
Could never get him in those fights growing up. Never.
No.
Never got his number.
I'm going to find a way to come out on top on that one.
I read an article that said that y'all, like in high school, you really didn't get along very well, and y'all were like at each other during that time.
No,
it was before high school.
It was
like middle
Yeah.
school.
Okay.
Yeah,
high school is when we really started to come together and be pretty close.
And now it's the opposite. Y'all inseparable from one another.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was that just button heads, or was it some real distaste for one another at points in time?
I think it was probably real distaste for one another.
Oh yeah.
We didn't like each other.
No.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
maybe it gave y'all some toughness on the field.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all about growing up in Georgia. Where exactly, what town are y'all from in Georgia?
Watkinsville, Georgia. It's a small
Watkinsville.
town just south of Athens. So both our parents went to Georgia, and they kind of just stayed around there after.
Your dad played football.
Played
at Georgia,
football at Georgia.
offensive lineman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I met him at the Ole Miss tailgate out there.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah.
They had a good setup right next to us.
Yeah.
All of them. Your mom, Erin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that being in Georgia, similar in another southern state like Louisiana, and your dad playing offensive lineman, there just had to be some football instilled in y'all, whether through the town, through the family.
Yeah, growing up, I mean, football was everything to our family, especially knowing our dad played at Georgia. We grew up going to all the Georgia games. I remember when I was a little kid, the only thing in the world that I wanted to do was be a football player at UGA. So it's kind of cool to see how we've kind of grown and been able to all go through this process together.
And when you said what year you came in, 2022?
Yeah, beginning of 2022.
Was that 2022 when we played Georgia in the SEC Championship?
Yep.
Was that an interesting conflict of interest for you and your family?
No. Once I came to LSU, my dad and my mom were all 100% LSU.
Wraps it up. Yeah. So yeah, we got a couple of questions here. What did football like? What was football like when you were kids? Kind of when y'all first started. I don't know if one of y'all was before, someone started at the age of 5, because maybe Zach, you were the youngest, or just kind of give us that dynamic of when y'all were growing up, kind of getting into football.
I think as soon as there was a league, that we were even able to play in, we were all playing football.
Just throw you in there.
Yeah, so Wes started first, obviously, because he's oldest. Yeah. And then I started in kindergarten or whenever it was. Then Zach started.
Probably even before throwing y'all into like Pee Wee or something, Zach Wes was probably just playing with y'all in the backyard. I guess.
Yeah, we played a lot of football. I remember we'd play knee football up in our little
best,
playroom.
Yeah.
That's the best. Especially for
your knees would get all rug burned.
You're just taking over them when they're kids.
Yeah.
So how did each of y'all, and I know we kind of talked about it before we hopped on the podcast with you starting at Virginia, but I want to go through each of y'all's decisions, and we can start, you're the oldest, we'll start with you kind of going from Virginia, coming to LSU, the thoughts of, what made you decide, man, I want to be there. That's the place for me.
Yeah, so like when I was coming out of high school, was all my recruiting stuff was throughout COVID, so I didn't really get to go see too many places or anything like that. And I had a really good relationship with the coaches up at Virginia, so that was ultimately what kind of led me there. And then my freshman year played and had a good season, and then my coaches left, so I was like, all right, I can either start over here with a new coaching staff, or I can hop in the portal and have a chance to go somewhere big, because I always knew I wanted to play big-time college football.
100%.
And then so basically, like, what happened was LSU wasn't on my radar at all, and they were the first team that called me out of the portal, set up a visit with them, and really where I really wanted to go was South Carolina, like pretty close to home, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to them. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to South Carolina. Was trying to kind of bypass the LSU visit. I was like, I don't really want to go out there and waste my time, but they convinced me to come down here for a visit, and literally just fell in love with it. Went to South Carolina the next day, and I just immediately knew that it had to be LSU after that.
Oh, that's cool. And Whit, at that time, you were a senior in high school?
Junior, yeah. So I was still kind of like getting recruited by everybody, but right once he committed to LSU, even before I came here, I knew I was coming here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so for me, it was, my junior year of high school, I was starting to get a bunch of looks by all these different colleges, and I had found out that West was going to redshirt last year, and so then, I decided to skip my senior year and come up here to play ball, and, ultimately that decision just came down to the people being up here, and just I feel like we have a great dynamic, a great friend group up here, and there's just no place I'd rather be.
Yeah. So Wes seems to kind of start the standard of this name Weeks at LSU. What is it like, all of y'all, ending up here? I'm sure it played a part, kind of like y'all mentioned, that being with your brothers, want to go to the same school. But now that y'all all are here, what has that been like?
I remember after, like, about the middle of the season last year, after Wes got hurt and redshirted, and Zach called us and was like, what if I skip my senior year and came there next year? And we were both like, what? Like, why would you want to skip your senior year of high school? But we were like, holy cow, like, if we all three could play on the same team, that would be crazy. And then it ended up working out.
What does that entail whenever you have to do that? Because we hear kids do it all the time, but it's not just a decision that you make and everything's done. Like, what goes into being able to skip your senior year?
Yeah, it was really because it was a tough decision because, when I found out about it, it was about, late through my high school season. So and I was like, all right, signing day's in about a month. So it's time to make some big time decisions. And so, had a lot of thought, had a lot of prayer. And when I decided to do it, I actually had to drop out of the high school I was in and do a whole semester of online classes because they wouldn't let me stack all the courses and take all the credits I needed to take to graduate. And so it was a lot of sitting at home, grinding on the books, just trying to get up here.
Seemed to be worth it at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have an old lady trying to hold you back, stay in Georgia a little bit extra long, longer.
Nope. Had to get down here.
Get with the bros. What was y'all's, first impression, I guess, whether it's like a first thing that just stuck out, or maybe it took a couple weeks, but the kind of impression you had from LSU or Louisiana or Baton Rouge that really has just stuck with you or just really, hit you something different?
Stadium. That was the first thing. I remember driving down Nicholson, coming here for my first time, like coming here from the airport and just seeing the stadium, and I was like, holy cow, like I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Sticks out a little bit.
Yeah.
Lane even said something about that
Yeah.
whenever he came.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The facilities are pretty insane at
top
LSU.
notch.
I actually, luckily, my first year playing there, it was, I think, the day, or I think 3 weeks into the summer is when they did that huge renovation to all the locker rooms and stuff. Yeah. And I'm sure they've just made even more changes since in the last 4 or 5 years. It's an incredible place. So now that y'all are here, how have y'all's parents kind of adjusted to that, loved it? How, what are their thoughts and how they've kind of reacted to all of this, y'all together?
I think it's pretty cool for them too, because obviously they've been down here now for 4 years too. So I feel like they feel like they're a part of the Louisiana culture. They say they got more friends down here now than they do in Athens, because they're down here all the time. They got a little condo, so seeing them kind of be able to get into things like crawfish. My dad will ship crawfish back to Georgia now, and he loves to do the boils and all that type of stuff. Has been definitely been cool.
Can he do it right? He cooks it good?
Yeah, he can cook them pretty good.
That's good. He learned. All three of y'all linebackers, is that coincidence? Is that watching the older play? A mentality? Maybe somehow y'all are just born with the same mentality to go, hurt some people. But how is that like? How did that happen? I guess
your dad's an offensive lineman.
Yeah. I think it just kind of comes down, like once you're in high school, you kind of figure out how big you're going to be, and then it's like, oh, all right, well, I'm not 300 pounds. I'm not playing offensive line.
I don't run 4'2". I'm not 5'10".
You kind of just naturally come into that linebacker role.
And I think we got lucky and got our mom's athletic abilities, so we didn't get our dad's O-lineman genes.
Considering y'all, play the same position, similar mentality, similar skill set and mindset, is there any sort of film sessions, whether y'all do it together or holding each other accountable on and off the field? How does that kind of look? Take me into that kind of.
Like this year for me and Whit, especially being on the field together a lot, like every day, every morning we were up there watching film together. We would go through practice and then kind of see the script for the day, and like we would really like get into it too. Like we would make the calls to each other. We would talk to each other like how we would on the field. So I think that helped us a lot this season. And then when Zach started to get a role, he started coming to that too and doing the same thing.
Are y'all like trying to instill onto the younger brother, or has that, is there any sort of kind of aspect like that? Are y'all trying to share y'all's knowledge with him?
I think it's just kind of like natural how it comes down. Like he sees how we work, and then he obviously wants to come get extra film work with us. So I think it's just kind of like natural how that happens.
Yeah. So y'all would consider all yourselves a student of the game, kind of.
Oh yeah.
I think we can see it on the field. Y'all seem to be there sometimes earlier when you wouldn't even expect a linebacker already be in the gap, and so it's impressive to watch y'all. Is there a funny story between y'all, or even a random story between another player in the locker room or film room, wherever at practice? Just something that just can be recent, can be right when you got here, something that sticks out funny to y'all.
Ooh, I don't know if we're allowed to say those on the podcast.
Yeah,
You don't
there's
have
a lot of good ones.
If it's questionable, you do not have to, and we can roll to the next thing.
My face. Zach punched Nuss in the face. That was awesome.
Two G team members going at it. We won't dive into the reasons, or we won't ask more questions about
Just
it.
big scuffle. I
You got
didn't know who I was hitting, but somebody was getting it.
You
Was
gotta
that a
love
defense versus offense kind of
Oh
fight?
yeah. Oh yeah.
it gets intense in there. I can only imagine.
And usually you try to leave the red jerseys out of it, but me and Wes were standing on the sideline, and all I could see is Nuss, and I just see Nuss get smacked in the face. I was like, oh, that was Zach.
Younger brother is going full speed at it.
I think he's still on the team. So.
Yeah.
Worked out.
Luckily.
Yeah, it was heat of the moment.
Oh man, that's funny. Wes, we'll kind of dive into you personally. Being the oldest, how has it been kind of starting the standard for them, whether it's here, but in general also just leading the way for your younger brothers in life and through football?
I think it's definitely cool for me because, like, all throughout my high school career and all that type of stuff, like, all I've been trying to do is just work as hard as I can. So to really have my brothers see that means a lot to me, and I think I love to see them work too, and it's a good feeling for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I think we've seen it as an audience and fans of kind of when y'all are on the field, y'all have this natural kind of leadership. I don't know if that's something that you pass down to them or y'all just born with it. I'm not sure, but y'all definitely have it.
Yeah,
and
I think for me, like, too, and it wasn't like a thing that really came to me, like, because usually I had been a quiet, reserved type of guy, just trying to lead by example and all that. And I feel like these past 2 years, really, I've kind of stepped out of my shell and become more of a vocal leader on the team. And I really think that has a lot to do with them kind of bringing me outside of my shell and being able to push me to do that.
Yeah, I think it's evident when y'all are not on the field how you can see a difference in the communication and the leadership that y'all bring. As that linebacker core, y'all are responsible for a lot on the front of you. So I think you can see it when you're not there, and that says it's easier to see than when you are on the field. Right. So, yeah.
Definitely. So you're the oldest brother. You have had a great career here at LSU. Is there shed any light on these next, whether it's few months, few weeks, I don't know what your mindset's at right now, but this next stage of life for you, what do you think and how are you feeling about going forward?
I mean, I'm really just trying to enjoy the whole process, like going from college to NFL. That's a big jump, and really it's a thing you get to do one time in your life. So I'm really just trying to enjoy it all, take in all the moments, work my tail off, and see what happens.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, we wish you the best of luck, and I think you're going to be great, whatever decision you put your mind to, and it's going to be awesome to see. Whit, the middle brother, tell us about your season. It wasn't necessarily, exactly, I'm sure, how you wanted it to go, with your injury, but can you let us kind of in on how dealing with that, whether, the struggles to it, what maybe you gained from it, both sides of it.
I mean, it's hard doing that because obviously I want to be on the field. Everybody does, but when your body doesn't allow you, it kind of sucks. But I think getting to step away from it, I really got to learn more about the game of football and, watching every practice and every game, kind of just understanding how the receivers run their route concepts, what the quarterback's looking at, how he gets through his reads. I think it only makes me a better football player by getting to step back for however many weeks that was and getting to watch.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you can even learn more things, whether it's appreciation for the game, maybe, the little things, and like you said, and kind of take the mental aspect too. If you're sitting out, well, might as well try to still improve your game in some way,
Exactly.
But I mean, we're glad that you're back healthy and got to get back. I guess differently from the eldest brother, seeing you step out of LSU, it seemed like from the first moment you were loud. Like you're gonna be,
that's probably just more of my personality.
So I guess drive me into that kind of leadership aspect and mentality from you to the team, and people around you?
I think it just kind of happens naturally for me. Like, I just get so excited to play football that, like,
You're just a football
I'm
guy.
always jacked up. Yeah.
He's just a football guy.
Yeah.
He's a ball player. Well, no, that's awesome. So, interesting season. Kelly had to depart. And y'all can talk about it as much as you want or little as you want. But I guess I'm interested, I think a lot of people are interested, how was that like? We just see it from an outside perspective. Craziness, chaos. But to be under it and at LSU as a player, how was that, dealing with it, going through it?
I think our team just had to come together even more. 'Cause, I mean, obviously, coaching changes. That's just so out of our pockets. I mean, that's administration's dealing with all that. Like, as players, there's nothing you can really do about that. And there was a lot of chaos going on around the program. A lot of noise. But I think we realized as a team, like, you just got to come together and lean on your brother even more now than ever.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, I'll tell you what, I saw, and I've known Frank Wilson for a long time, as his son was a friend of mine growing up, and there were some videos, I think it was press conferences before Bama or like maybe after a practice. Man, that dude can get me. I was fired up just listening to
He's
him.
a
Man.
good pregame speech for sure.
The Pearl Harbor
awesome.
kind of, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, he can get you fired up for sure.
And I'd see, I mean, y'all still go to battle. At the end of the day, you're a football player. Y'all came together, like you said. So now, I guess after Frank, there's obviously this new situation, this new guy coming in, Lane Kiffin. So how do y'all feel, I guess? I don't know how much y'all have gotten to see him. I mean, we know maybe one of y'all more than others, but in general, what's y'all's, I guess, mindset going forward with this new coach?
I'm excited, and I think the biggest thing that they were able to do is bring Coach Baker back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge for us playing defense. Like, that is the biggest thing that I think they've done all offseason.
I was worried that he was about to, that there was some speculation from the outside. We don't.
Well, not only that, you would have had Peoples and others coaches that probably would have followed him.
Well, yeah,
So
the
it's
whole defensive staff would have been gone, and then you're starting the whole team from scratch. That's why I think the best thing that we did was bring him back, because now you have that foundation.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do get rid of him, you're bringing in a whole new staff, and you're starting from zero on offense and defense.
And we need to enjoy him all we can, because he will.
Oh yeah, he'll be the next big head coach, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Baker, he knows what he's doing, man. Yeah. He seems like he gets y'all's playing hard, not just the X's and O's.
He's so much fun to play for. He's just such a good dude. He's just such a good dude.
And I don't know if it was him or outside people saying, but he's got an aggressive play style mindset. Go see ball, get ball, and I'm sure that's awesome for y'all.
So much fun to play.
To be playing under. We're all happy we kept him. So still with you, Whit, have you thought about, I guess going into this next chapter, and it's different than your oldest brother because you can come back. Have you thought about, I guess?
Yeah, I mean that's the $1 million question right now.
Yeah.
I wish I knew. I really do wish I knew. That's what I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Well, I mean, look, you got some good brothers.
Process.
You got family. You can talk to God. You're gonna make the right decision for you, I'm sure. But you got Kiffin coming over here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's probably got to ask you to come back.
Yeah,
and
definitely. I mean, we've had those conversations already. So now it's just, but I'm taking all the outside factors out of it and really making the decision for myself because I have to. Because some people telling me to leave, some people telling me to stay. But at the end of the day, it's really just what's the best decision for Whit.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I mean, like you said, you gotta. It's a completely different process than a lot of other people's decisions they have to make in their day-to-day life. But like you said, stick true to yourself and make the best decision. So everyone, I don't know if everyone outside of LSU knows. There's a lot of people know you are dating and have been dating a particular someone. And now, for the audience that doesn't know, it is Lane Kiffin's daughter. So how? I mean, again, I don't know if you need to tread lightly. You're on air. I don't know. Talk to us about him now being the head coach. How does that feel? I guess
Yeah. Well, I mean, whenever we started dating, I would have. But none of us would have ever thought that
No,
he would be the
100%.
head coach at LSU. Never in a million years would
Wasn't
we
on
have
the
thought
radar.
that. So it is kind of weird. Like, it is kind of weird seeing him in the building in the head coach's office because I'm like, this dude's just my girlfriend's dad, and now he's the head coach for LSU.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So it is. It's kind of weird, like seeing him as a coach because like I always just saw him as my girlfriend's dad.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, did you know or did you get any insight, before he was coming? You're like, oh no, I got the inside scoop. I know, and I don't know if you can even say or if you can't say. I don't know, but I'm just curious. You don't have to say.
I might keep my mouth shut on that. I don't know how much I can say.
It's fine with it.
I did my part.
Hey, he's here.
Yeah,
He's
He's here.
here.
That's all that
He's here.
matters.
No, 100%. So we'll go to the young buck, Zach. You're a freshman, and y'all kind of explained y'all's own separate routes in getting here to LSU. But what has been, I guess it's your first time, stepping on the block. What's your biggest kind of surprise, I guess, coming to LSU and seeing SEC football? It brought me through that.
Yeah, so I think definitely just the speed of the game and the level of play, is unparalleled to anything else. It's the SEC. It's the top of the top. So definitely that is something I wasn't quite prepared for, but I've gotten adjusted to it now.
The first time you went in, you and Blake had a conversation when you had to come in, and you something about I want to play ball. Let's go. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when I got my name called up in the Florida game, West had just went down with his calf, so I was in the tent with West making sure he was okay, and one of our assistants came in and grabbed me, and he's like, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, what? He's like, you're going in, and I kind of have this, oh my God moment, and I'm walking down the sideline. I remember there was a moment I just look up and I just see the whole stadium. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go get it. And then, got my name called up and got in, and it was a blast. I had so much fun out there.
That's awesome. I mean, was that your favorite moment potentially so far, or is there a different, actually that was more special, there was something different? Was that, I know we know that it was special and that was awesome, but is that your favorite moment so far being here?
I think that, first college football game, SEC ball against Florida in a meaningful game, Tiger Stadium packed out.
Let's
Stakes
go
don't
hit
get much
somebody.
higher. Oh yeah, that was awesome. And then obviously the Western Kentucky game, the three of us all being able to go in there and play, that was
awesome.
just a dream come true right there.
Yeah. And I guess you being the youngest, has there been any aspect of them, instilling that knowledge on you that has helped your game or helped you as a person, even off the field, on the field, that you've learned, I guess, growing up?
Oh yeah, well it's definitely a blessing because my two older brothers, they're professionals in what they do. They take everything to the smallest detail, and it's like having two extra coaches out there that can explain things to me, and they know just how to tell me how to do it to where I'll understand. And then even off the field, it's just nice to have these guys help me ease into college life. Make sure I'm not doing anything too dumb.
This is not something that y'all ever thought would happen, right? Y'all playing together at the same time, much less
Definitely
being
not.
in a game at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I read something that y'all they were asking if you dreamed of this, and y'all were like, no.
You never knew it
We
was
had
possible.
no
so
idea.
yeah.
Because last time we were all in school together, I think I was in kindergarten and he was in 5th grade, and I just remember those bus rides back home. So
Maybe still when y'all weren't the best of friends at that point in time.
I think we were friends then. It was
the
middle
a slippery
school.
slope in the teenage years.
Yeah.
100%. Well, no, it's definitely awesome that y'all got that special experience that, y'all remember for the rest of y'all's lives. You got getting to play with your brother on the field. So I guess there's on and off, on the field, there's a lot of pressure, fans and weight room with the team, film room, expectations from coaches. But there's also the off the field expectations and handling that pressure. Do y'all want to give us an insight into that? Also in the NIL space, how have y'all been handling, I guess, that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of pressures, especially being at LSU, coming from off the field, and you know how crazy it can get on social media and all that stuff. So me personally, I kind of try to, especially during the season, stay away from all that. But then you kind of got to look at it from a bigger picture perspective. Like, you get to play football at LSU, and that's something not a lot of people get to do. And when you look at it like that, it's really like, man, like, you're living out the dream. So as much pressure as it is and all that outside noise and stuff, at the end of the day, like, you're the one who still gets to live the dream.
100%. Hopefully fans can be more appreciative sometimes, but unfortunately, I don't know if
Yeah.
They're very passionate.
yeah. It comes in good and bad ways. I guess we're kind of getting close to our time here. Y'all just want to give some advice to young athletes, you know, whether they're 5-year-olds growing up right now or in high school trying to make a big decision. You know, any of y'all want to shed some light onto this younger generation growing up?
You know, I think at the end of the day, nothing beats hard work. Hard work will take you farther than anything else will. So,
100%.
I'd say the exact same thing. Hard work will get you as far as you want to go.
Hard work beats talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a quote from your mom that was really cool when she was for that Florida game, and she was taking parents in the golf cart and doing like nonstop for like 2.5 days. And I think the guy that was doing it asked her, like, you know, why do you do this or whatever? And her response was, because my sons work their ass off.
Yeah.
And I thought that follows along exactly
awesome.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she said. So it fits your narrative. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad, thankful to have all of y'all here today. Y'all have been special to LSU fans, this community. So, you know, we thank y'all and thank y'all for being here. And remember, everybody, injured, get Gordon, and get it done.
Get it done.